1992 was the absolute pinnacle of LEGO Castle theme, with some legendary sets like the Black Knight's Castle, the Wolfpack Tower, and many more. So in 1993, LEGO really had to go out of their way to try and top this with fantasy elements like dragons and wizards. But did they succeed? Let's find out. Welcome back to another vintage review. This time we're gonna look at set number 6076, Dark Dragon's Den. This was part of an all-new sub-theme for 93 called the Dragon Masters, which included a new faction of knights, dragons, and the wizard who controlled the dragons. Before we get started with the build, let me just show you how many large pieces are in this set. It's all over the place. You have these burps, which stands for Big Ugly Rock Pieces, and the lurps, which is the Little Ugly Rock Pieces. And we have a bunch of those in the set. Also note this big staircase piece, and even the fortifications were made out of unique molds. Honestly, I'm a bit worried that this is gonna feel like building Duplo. Okay, let's build this set. So here we have the finished model, and I'm glad to say it wasn't as bad as I initially thought, because the instructions are of the old style, which doesn't tell you which pieces were added on each step, so it was still a somewhat interesting build. As you can see, it's basically some sort of a cave for the dragon with fortifications on top. You have two ways of getting to the top level. One is using this staircase, and the other one is using this ladder, which is kind of weird because it's leading straight to that bush element, so it doesn't look very convenient. But the main feature here is the dragon's den itself, which can be accessed from multiple directions. We have these large barred gates at the front and back, which are for the dragon itself, and a little doorway here for humans, or shall I say brave humans, to enter the den. And inside the den you'll find a crate with some rubies in it. Next to the doorway, we have an empty space which can be easily customized with some interior furniture. But as you can see, I didn't bother with that. And you can also enter this space from outside as well, by this secret rotating door, which is kinda neat because you don't really notice it unless you build the set yourself. Next, let's move on to the minifigs, which I think are the main highlight of this set. We start with the big star of this wave, Magisto the Wizard, and this minifig has recently been redesigned by LEGO and appeared in the Lion Knight's Anniversary Castle and also in the remake of Magisto's Magical Workshop, which was a gift with purchase. It sports a black cape and a glow-in-the-dark one piece. And notice that this here is in the wrong color, it should have been white. Let's quickly compare the two versions of this minifig. I think I like the old one better, but this is probably due to nostalgia. And of course, we also have the large green dragon. LEGO has also produced another version of this dragon in black for the Fright Nights wave, but this one here is the OG. It's got articulation for the tail, the arms, wings and jaw, and you also have a spot to place the flame in its mouth. And notice that the old flame piece had two attachment points, which allows you to place the flame horizontally or vertically. Finally, let me show you the knights. As I mentioned earlier, the Black Knights, which came before these, were simply awesome and iconic. This means LEGO had to work really hard to make the new knights stand out. And they did so by introducing several different elements. First, these knights had a special new helmet. It had no visor, but it still had the successful dragon-like ornaments. Also, these knights had printed cloth capes and large cloth flags, which in my opinion added a lot to their character. And finally, the horses themselves got a dragon-shaped battle helmet. Overall, these knights looked really grand. Let's do a quick comparison here with the classic Black Knight, and as you can see, the Dragon Master Knight is just as cool as the Black Knight. As for my opinion on the set as a whole, even though the minifigs and the dragon are cool, I think the design here is rather simple and not as interesting or charming as other Golden Era sets, like proper castles or Forstmann sets. But that's just my opinion. Please let me know in the comments what other sets you'd like me to review. See you in the next video.